Alright, so now since we have finished the review, I'd like to show you some great things and features of what this mouse can do live here on the computer. So I've swapped our camera here for a really good HD camera, so you can see exactly what I'm doing with my fingers and what this mouse can do for you. So we'll start off, I guess, in Safari. So let's open up Safari. So let me show you some of the features, how you can use to scroll around the common web page. So if you're a window like this where you have a lot of room to scroll up and down and left and right, you can now use those with the Mighty Mouse. So to do that, you just take one finger and you can scroll down, left, or if you want, you can do 360 degrees. So you can do it all in a circle. Yeah, it's really cool. So let's open some new web pages. So here's the iMac. Let's go Y iMac. Now, so let's say you want to go back to the previous page. Instead of using these left and right buttons right here, you can now use your two fingers to just scroll back and forth on the Magic Mouse. So let's try it. And it's that fast. Seems really, really responsive. It makes it really easy. So if you don't have to drag your cursor all the way up here if you choose to go back. It's all within your fingers. It's pretty neat. Another thing I'd like to show you is within iMovie, and no, Apple hasn't even documented this. It's really interesting, but you can use just one single finger to scroll back and forth within the timeline. So I have the video actually imported in here from the unboxing of the Magic Mouse, so I'll just show you that real quick. Just takes a while, have a lot of video sources. Alright, so now we're in iMovie. So here we have the Magic Mouse review right here, which I started a few days ago. So now with one finger, you can take that and scroll with your single finger back and forth through the timeline. And this also, I believe, works in Final Cut Pro, which I also use. And also in QuickTime. I actually tried iTunes, and surprisingly it doesn't work to fast forward and rewind, which is pretty surprising because it works in QuickTime. So, yeah, it's really pretty odd that they did that. Another thing I'd like to show you is I've seen many people on the internet asking whether or not they can change the tracking and scrolling speed of the mouse. And it's really easy. You just go to System Preferences in the dock, then you click on Mouse right here. Now you have all these different options, and along with that you get these helpful video tutorials without any commentary on how to use the mouse and its features. So right here we have tracking. If you can see right here, you have a scroll bar, so you can scroll how fast or slow you track. Right here you have double click. Let me just zoom out real quick, and that's another feature. If you can hold Control and just zoom in and out while holding Control on the keyboard. And you just have some options right here for secondary click. You can choose if you're right or left-handed. Then you have scroll with or without momentum. And here's what momentum is. This has to be, I think, my favorite feature because it makes scrolling seem so much more realistic. So if you're on a long web page, this is a really long web page right here. See how long it is? So now instead of using this right here, we can use momentum. So this is the feature that is in the iPhone. Alright, so let me just show you real quick in the iPhone. So here is mobile Safari in the iPhone, also in the iPod Touch. So let's go to Apple's webpage. So as you see, you can zoom in, and then when you scroll down, you have momentum, so it keeps moving even after you take your finger off. And that's what they use to bring this to the Magic Mouse, to make it seem so much more realistic. So let's try it right here. So now we're back on the iMac homepage, and so let's try it. We've got our finger and the Magic Mouse right here, and all you do is just scroll down, and it keeps going even after you do that. It makes it really, really, like I said, more realistic, and it seems like you're the one controlling it rather than the Mighty Mouse, which was just a little ball, and it's just like this, up and down, not too exciting. So that's another great feature of this Magic Mouse. And also, I just wanted to mention, you can also change the double click speed, and what that is you can double click things on the desktop So let's see, we have a Tech Reviewcast folder. You can double click it and it'll set how fast the reaction is to when you double click it. So those are just some of the features and of how to customize the settings for the Magic Mouse. Many people surprisingly don't know this, so I just wanted to point it out. And the last and most simple feature of this mouse is its ability to tell whether you're pressing on the left or right side. So clearly you can press on the right side even with your left finger on it and still get a reaction to what you wanted. So let's press on the right side and you get a menu right here. So that's right clicking clearly. Also, one thing, I didn't mention this. When you're in Safari, you can have multiple fingers on here and it'll know what you're doing. So I have 2 fingers on there and I can still scroll up and down. It's pretty cool how it knows how to do that. And so that's pretty much it for the features and what makes this different from any other mouse. But just one last view of the design. It's very, very nice. Like I said many times. The way to hold it, because from people who are coming from a mouse like Logitech's MX Revolution or anything like that, they have it so you have your hand basically resting on top of the mouse, as if, let's see, what can I use this to show you with? Well, anyway, your hand is basically resting on top of it like this. And I've seen people on YouTube and other places like that, even some newspaper reviews of this, and they're saying how it's impossible to do it like this. First of all, that's not how you're supposed to hold the Magic Mouse. You're supposed to hold it as a comfortable position like this. Your wrist is supposed to rest on the table, and you hold it like this. And I find that to be even more comfortable than any of those Logitech mouses, to be honest, because your hand, it gets more air under it. People who get sweaty hands, it won't happen in this case. It gives you more room to move around, more room to scroll. I just find it, in my opinion, to be an advantage over one of those mice. But if you choose and want your entire hand to be resting on top of the mouse, then that would be the way to go. Other than that, if you want these cool features like the multi-touch gestures, go with the Magic Mouse. Anyway, so that's pretty much it of the Magic Mouse review, tutorial, and demonstration. So until next time, I'm your host John Meyer, and I hope to see you in the next review.